I've got a messy area here. My thought is now to tidy my studio so that I can start tomorrow with a nice fresh feeling. I'm now going to tackle my pile. I've got a couple of things that I'm very excited about in here. And that is the frittata. Hi there, welcome back to a new vlog. This is the first time I've filmed in my studio for what feels like weeks. I didn't actually feel like filming, if I'm totally honest, and I had planned to do some kitchen cupboard decluttering, and I have been working most of the day. It's 4 o'clock. I'm feeling really tired. I haven't been sleeping great lately. I'm just kind of like getting over a bit of a cold since we travelled, and I've kind of hit a wall, but I still want to get things done. So I thought this might be quite a nice video for those of you that want to get things done, but you don't really feel like it. Because I know for well now, if I give up for the rest of the day, go and sit in the lounge, have a cup of tea, something like that, I've got to come and do all this tomorrow, and that will make me feel even worse, because then I've got so much more added to my list to do. And that's not a great way to start the day then tomorrow. So instead I'm going to pick myself up, change what I was planning to do something a little bit different, and then hopefully in an hour's time I will feel quite different and maybe recharged, and then I can sit down, make some dinner, have a nice evening, and then I will feel so much better tomorrow. So that's my intention today. So let's go and have a look at my to-do list and see what I still have to do. I have been working all day, and I still have to film a journaling video, finish designing my March papers. I need to get some emails off with regards to my kit zine, my mini magazine, and I wanted to film the cupboard videos, which was supposed to be for today, and I also need to work on my social media schedule. Instead, I really don't feel like doing any of those things, and my studio is an absolute mess. And I've also taken delivery of 1, 2, 3, 4 items, and I want to get dinner ready in an hour as well. So I'm going to ignore that list, and I'm going to make a new list. I've been working like crazy this last week, or half a week, and I've got a messy area here, bits and pieces. This is bits that I've brought back from our trip that need putting away. I've taken delivery today of these items, and then I've just got bits and pieces everywhere, to be honest. So my thought is now to tidy my studio so that I can start tomorrow with a nice fresh feeling. Tidy up all the bits and pieces that are kind of like scattered, you know, when you just keep like moving things around, and go through my deliveries as well. So that's what I'm going to do instead. I will make a list because I always feel better for doing a list, and then I thought I'd make a really quick dinner with you as well, because let's face it, when you're feeling like this you don't actually feel like making dinner. So I thought I would make one of my super quick, no faff meals to share with you, just something I like doing when I really don't feel like cooking. I really hope that you'll enjoy today's video. Thank you very much for watching and supporting me, and let me know how you deal with days like this when you really don't feel like doing anything. It's still early, you've hit a wall, you don't feel like continuing. What do you do then to pick yourself back up? So the new list now looks like this: a general tidy just for all the odds and ends that are kind of like been laid around in places they do not belong. Unpack the deliveries. I've got my files from last year that now need to be filed away. They need to have a home. My scrapbooking area needs tidying, and my bins need emptying. First thing I'm going to do is give my bins to Aid and delegate that job. And I'm going to slowly go through and tick off these items. I know it might seem a little strange to start a whole new list, but for me it makes a huge difference, and I know it's psychological, but it really works. It's almost like hitting that reset button. So it's not that I'm giving up on my other list. I will still continue with that the following day, but I was hitting the reset button today and starting fresh. It's like clearing a slate and moving on. And so for me, having a lovely new list to work from, seeing the items crossed off, nothing left on there at the end, or that's the intention anyway, it just has such a big impact on me, and I know that I will feel a lot happier this evening. I feel like I've achieved because I've got a full list ticked off, and the list is very achievable. That's the other thing. Sometimes you can have so much on your list that you just can't make your way through it. And it's horrible leaving a list that you haven't completed. It's just not a nice feeling, or it isn't for me anyway. Let me know if you're different. I'm sure for a lot of people it probably doesn't bother you. So going through, ticking things off, it just has an impact on the rest of my day then, and I just feel so much better for it. Just such a sense of achievement. And I think that's the whole thing, what I was trying to get from like this hour in my studio today, a feeling of achievement. I filmed a video this morning going through all the free stuff that I've grabbed from our trip, our Disney trip, that I'm planning to use in my journals. Just maps I've picked up, bits and pieces from hotel, tags from the luggage. If you want to see that video, it's on my journaling channel, so I'll link that down below. Some really cool maps. But every trip when we go away, I put all the memorabilia and bits and pieces into a bag. I've just pulled out this little cotton one, so I'm going to keep it all in here, and then every time I do some journaling, I can refer back to this bag. I've got all the trip receipts, boarding passes, you name it from the trip, it's all in there, and I'll know exactly where it is now. And it's these kind of things today that have been bugging me because they're lying around, and rather than just doing it, I've been just moving the pile. It started on one desk, it's moved on to the other, it's been put onto the sofa, and it would probably just keep getting shuffled around. Aid might come in for a coffee tomorrow, move it back to the desk. So I've needed to deal with these jobs because they're starting to do my head in. I always say it, why did I put it off? It's just literally taken me a few minutes and it already looks so much better in here now. I'm now going to tackle my pile. I've got a couple of things that I'm very excited about in here. So we can cross off bins. I just wanted to say, those folders, they've been in my way since the start of January, and it's now the start of Feb. Why didn't I just put them away? Right, unpack deliveries and then we're done. And this is why I make a list. It's taken me about 10 minutes to do these jobs. I've been putting them off, and just crossing them off the list feels so good. So I've shared with you what I've been putting off. Now it's your turn to share with me what you've been putting off. What have you been meaning to do for ages that you think will take you ages, and realistically it's just going to take a few minutes? I am so disappointed with this. I ordered a teal stapler. That's not teal, that's green. I am so gutted. I did not want green stapler. I only ordered it because it was the colour that I really love. And by the looks of it, the hole punch is broken anyway. That's useless. I'm really unhappy. I'm so looking forward to a teal stapler. I've also bought some rather cool transparent sticky notes, which I thought would be really cool in my journal. I've got loads. Let's have a quick look at these. Look, little packs. These look so fun. Oh, I love these. Look, they'll be so fun to add on pages. I want to try those out to see if all pens work on them. The first item unpacked. I will deal with the stapler later. This next item is also something very exciting. I have had some new to-do lists made. As you know, I'm a fan of a to-do list. I love them so much. I just find not only do they help me stay organized, it's that headspace they give me. I feel like if I don't have a list, it's constantly going on around in my head and I feel like I can't cope. But then it's an instant lift when I've written something down, but then to cross it off, it's just so satisfying. It really is. Oh, these look really nice. A nice clean list, daily to-do list. You've got an AM, a PM, and notes. That could be, you could do a quote, like a positive quote to get you through the day. Could be a reminder for how many drinks you need to have, if you need to go on a walk, a reminder to take some time out for you, or if you've got something like you know you need to do something like a phone call or an email, but it could be any time of the day. If you've got an appointment, you can write all those things down. I love those. A6, 50 sheets, and they're so smooth. They feel really lovely. I'm going to pop these in my shop. If, however, you are a patron of mine, those in the top tier, the red tier, they get Happy Mail every single month, and they will be getting one of those this month. So I will leave all the links below. I am very, very happy with those. And I think I'm going to have to reorder the other to-do list that I've got, because I am very, very low on stock of those. This delivery has come, but it hasn't been treated very well. I'm just hoping everything's okay. Just trying to see which is the top part. It's very, very torn. A big tear in there. I'm sure it's fine inside though. Sometimes I find that things are just too heavy, and the box that they've just been put in isn't heavy enough. I think it's more notepads actually. Yeah, more notepads, but the box wasn't quite strong enough for them. And by the way, if you're in the UK, my website is free delivery for UK orders. And this one, I think this is my Happy Scatter order, which is all my bits and pieces for my Feb creative kits. Yes, it is. I've just seen something. Your hands always feel so dirty when you open the boxes, don't they? I guess because they've all been thrown around delivery driver vans. They just feel really grubby. Right, let's go through. This we have got die cuts for the Feb kits. This month's kit is called Say Cheese. I need to get an unboxing up of this. I'm still waiting for a couple of items to come. We've got samples for next month's kit, and we have got... It's a little bit selfish that I planned this kit hoping that I was going to be going on a Florida trip, and I wanted to document loads of stories, so I'm being totally honest now. Lots of my things are for so I can tell my stories, but I know I'm not the only one that uses the kits to tell stories, so they can be used for anything. Obviously it's not Florida related or Disney related, it's just for telling stories. So if you've got loads of stories to tell, you want to pop them in your scrapbooks, in your journals, or just do daily journaling, these are perfect for it. And also we've got, oh, I'm going to open a bag to show you. These are so cool. We've got an extra pack of journaling cards this month. They are so cute. Also, if you're into creative planning, just look at these, and you can like pop little details in. Aren't they cute? I just thought they were really, really sweet. It's been ages since we've had a little pack of mini journaling cards. I'm really, really pleased with these. They'll be really, really fun. So there's loads of bits in the kits this month that will be perfect for your stories. So we've got those. That box is emptied, and now I've got one more item that I want to unbox as well. First of all, before I go on to my next item, I'm going to be really, really good and place all the bits and pieces that have just arrived into baskets ready for kit packing in a few days time, because otherwise I'm just going to have odds and ends floating around the studio, being sort of like moved around where they don't belong. Sometimes it's best when you get something just to deal with it straight away, otherwise you end up with a massive job on your hands. Or at least it feels like you have a massive job, and it feels like you've got a job that's going to take all afternoon or all morning, whereas like now, if I just deal with it now, it's going to take just a couple of minutes. So if you can deal with something straight away, it always ends up saving time. Now, the other item that I need to unbox, and I've been needing to do this for some time, it got sent to me just before we went away, and I was so excited, and I haven't even opened it yet. It really is the item the day to tick everything off my list, and that is for a new tripod. Now, I have the great big tripods that I use in my studio, and then I have the real diddy ones that just like are desktop, but I have nothing in between. And that's exactly what this one is, but it's also got the bendy legs to it as well. I cannot wait to try this out. So it's by Goo Photo. I will leave the link below. This is an ad gifted. It was sent to me. I haven't paid for it. Let's have a look. I always think if I can get on with anything and use anything, then anyone can, because I'm not great with technology or anything like that. So these are nice and bendy, which is perfect. And my thing now is, so I guess this is for your phone, but I want to attach my camera to it, which I can with this. I have, oh, it even comes with a little remote control. So then I attach this to my camera, that goes on there. I need to go and make some dinner, so I'm going to test this out actually, because I'm forever, when I'm cooking, trying to hold it with one hand, because my little tripod is too small, my big tripod is just too big in the kitchen. So I wonder if this will be the perfect thing. Anyway, the point of today's video was to get some things done really quickly. I can unpack my deliveries off. So that's done now. I can't tell you how much better I feel. My studio's tidy. I've got those boxes undone. Things that have been floating around for ages are now sorted. Things that I've been meaning to do for ages. And I know I could have like hacked away at my to-do list, but I kind of changed direction. I've done things that I've been meaning to do for ages. The other things will still be on my list tomorrow. I will start the day off fresh. I've got my journaling stuff ready to do, so I will film that video tomorrow. But I know that I'm going to come in here tomorrow feeling so much happier that I've done all these other bits and pieces that I've been meaning to do. And the fact that it's tidy as well, I feel a lot happier for that. And now we are going to go and make a quick dinner, and I do feel energized. And then I'm going to call it quits. I'm going to call it an end to my work day and actually finish, because I've been working very long days this week and I am very tired. So I'm going to make myself and Aid a nice nutritious meal, and we're going to have a nice evening. We've been watching, by the way, oh gosh, it's a really long title. It's on Netflix, and it's something like the woman who sits at the window opposite the girl who also sits at the window. It's not called that, but it's something like that. Go onto Netflix. If you see something with a really, really long title and it's got, oh, what's her name? Oh, you know I'm really bad at names. The woman who sings in Frozen. It will come to me. But I really recommend it. 8 episodes. They're all really short, about 20 minutes. It's kind of like, it's called a dark comedy, but it's not like comedy that makes you laugh, but it's brilliant. Really, really loved it. So there's my completed to-do list, and my studio looks so much tidier now, and I'm ready to work on my journaling project tomorrow morning. Ignore me about what I said about needing to screw the little attachment onto the base. I don't. It just screws straight onto my camera, and I love it. It's stood on my work surface now. It's a really good height. I can't believe it's taken me so long to open. I'm so pleased with it. Right, I am going to make a really, really quick dinner. Very healthy. It could be veggie. It is veggie actually. I don't know why I'm saying that. There's no meat in this one, but you could have meat if you wanted to. But I'm just going to make a really, really quick frittata with some roasted veg. And if you don't know what a frittata is, think of it as like a quiche, but without the pastry. So it's just like egg and milk. So you can put in it then whatever you want. I'm making some like little, almost like little sweet potato wedges. Aid isn't so fussed with sweet potatoes, so I'm just going to do him some regular potatoes. But this is just all about chopping up your veg, to be honest. Sticking it in the oven. This will need to go in a little bit longer than the veg. Sorry, than the frittata. So I'm getting these in the oven first. It's just one of those dishes that I always love, and it's so good for you. There's no rubbish in here at all, and it's such a good way to use up what's in your fridge. I've basically just gone in the fridge and taken out what I want to use. You could add mushrooms, you could add corn if you like sweet corn. I've got sweet potatoes, one potato. This one's probably a lot larger than I need. The other thing which I'm doing, I mentioned my Patreon group below, and the intention always was for it to be about journaling, and that's what we mostly talk about, journaling, crafting. But we do have other sections in the chat group, things like meal planning and what we're having for dinner, and we sort of like inspire each other. And one of the girls was saying this week, she was wanting ideas for lunches. She was just bored, was fed up with having sandwiches and wanted something different. My suggestion was to make extras at mealtime. And things like now, I've got extra sweet potato on there. And then I can, if there's not any, I do quite often pick in the evenings, but if there's enough left, I will then have roasted veg for lunch tomorrow. So if you're making your dinner, make a little bit extra. Try not to eat it in the evening like I do, but then you've got lunch for the following day. Or you can be really good and batch cook. I sometimes do that with things like soups, and then you can have lunches for the next few days even. I'm loving this camera tripod. I'm just holding the tripod now rather than my camera. That is so much easier. Yeah, these have got a bit of oil, salt, and I love using chip seasoning, so a little bit of that's gone in, and they will go in the oven for about 220 for about 35 to 40 minutes. Timer for 15, and I'll be adding in broccoli, cauliflower and peppers. Now I'm just going to make up the frittata filling. I've got 4 eggs. I'm just adding a little bit of milk. I haven't got loads in there, and that will be enough. I'm using a regular pie dish for my frittata. I have greased it slightly just so it hopefully won't stick, and then I'm adding onions and peppers, and I'm doing it freehand. I'm not holding my camera. This feels so much easier having it on a little tripod on my counter surface, on my work surface. This is so much easier. So I've got here, and again, you can add anything if you want to add mushrooms, if you want to add ham, bacon, cook some bacon off. I would usually cook the onions and peppers off. I just pop them in a pan first, but I'm tired and I really can't be bothered, so I'm not going to do that tonight. I have mixed up my egg and milk, and that's going to go in. And I will season that. I'll add some salt and pepper. If I had fresh basil, I would add that, but I don't. And I'm also going to add half a pack of feta cheese. The other half is going to be used on a potato dish later in the week. And I'm just going to crumble that in. Let's take the fork out. I don't need that anymore. And oh, the feta cheese makes such a great addition. It makes it so flavoursome. It's really good. I tend to buy the light version. I don't think it was in stock. And it was 2 packs for £2. And generally for the 2 of us, I use 1 pack for 2 meals. A bit of seasoning. Give that a swoosh, and then I will add a little bit of grated cheese, and that goes in the oven for about 25 minutes. So after the 15 minutes, I added in some broccoli and cauliflower. You could also add onions, peppers, loads of other things that if you fancy. And that is the frittata. I'm really hungry. I can't wait for it to cook anymore. I could have actually browned the centre a bit more. And that's aids with potatoes. He's just got a couple of bits of broccoli and collie. I've also done a bit of rocket there as well with our tomatoes, and mine with all the roasted veg. And there is enough roasted veg for tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Do change your pace, change what you're doing. If things aren't going as you would like them to go, you can change direction and do something different. Start a new list, start something different, and you will be surprised sometimes how differently you feel and how much more recharged you feel. I know it really helped me today, and I feel like I've ended up achieving loads more than if I'd have actually stuck with my original list. Really looking forward to dinner, and I have to say I love my new tripod. I will leave the link below. It is really going to make life so much easier for me, and it also fits not only with cameras, you can just screw them on, but with your phones as well. Samsung, iPhone, all those sort of usual brands, it will work really well. But thank you for watching. Leave a comment below, say hello, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.